So today I thought it would be fun to look at some things that non-Americans find funny about Americans. We all laugh at you. No, we don't. You can laugh at us too. It's okay. It's mutual laughing. We can all laugh together. Don't take life too seriously. These are just some casual observations about the differences between our cultures that honestly, collectively, we as non-Americans find joyful in that they make us giggle. Before I get into today's video, do be sure to subscribe, otherwise the next time you're in your house you're going to notice it's dusty, but you just dusted. What? To avoid that fate, subscribe. Also, good news, today's video is sponsored by Function of Beauty. Anyone who knows a bit about my background will know that I've learned that it is so important to take care of your skin. As always with Function of Beauty, everything is customized, so the first thing you do is take a quiz listing your skin type and skin goals. It's really easy to take. For me, I need a good serum and a thick moisturizer in winter for my skin, and then I go a little lighter in the summer, and Function of Beauty allows me to do that. I had selected fragrance free because my skin can be kind of sensitive from time to time, but you can choose citrus. It just depends on what you want. It was a totally different experience from generic skincare off the shelf because it's made for your skin only, and it's a simplified skin ritual made up of 3 products that deliver the cleanse, boost and hydrate. There are 3.1 billion formulations and combinations, so there is one for you. And it doesn't contain any nasty ingredients because Function of Beauty never uses parabens, sulfates, GMOs or toxins, and is 100% vegan and cruelty free, which we love. Get 20% off your order and a free selfie headband when you click on my link below. Thanks Function of Beauty for supporting this channel. Okay, the first thing that we find funny that you guys do in America is season things before you even try them. Now, I know in America you love your flavors. Oh my gosh, you love your flavors. So you gotta imagine whatever you're eating has been heavily dressed in a sauce or marinated or whatever. But I'm talking even French fries. When you get your French fries, I just see you putting salt, vinegar, oil, whatever you're into, on them before you've even tasted them.
It needs love as much as it needs salt.
Now, in a lot of cases, especially in restaurants when people serve up French fries, they're already pretty salty. How do you know if you don't try them? No, Americans will go right in and just put salt on them. More salt if necessary. Why do you do that? The next thing that you guys do that is so funny and makes us giggle is the fact that you will have a series or a big tournament in a certain sport that only Americans play, and then you will crown the winners of that sport the world champions. Now, technically speaking, they are the world champions, but seems a little biased, no? I mean, I'm talking baseball, American football. These are the world champions. Are they though? I mean, because other countries don't play them. Maybe if they did, they'd be really good. New Zealand are amazing at rugby. What would they be like at football? American football. Given all the right funding and training and all that stuff, maybe they'd be really good. That could be fun. Why don't you bring us in on your sports? I think it would only add to the fun.
The more the merrier.
The next thing Americans do, and I think saying that it makes us laugh is the wrong way to express it. It just kind of, I suppose, makes us nervous laugh. It's oversharing. Americans tend to overshare a lot. I found sometimes when I just meet an American, they'll tell me something really personal about their life, which I actually find quite charming and also takes me aback a little. I'll be just casually conversing with somebody on an airplane or whatever, and they'll start telling me about what their therapist told them in their last session, and I'm like, I admire your openness, but I don't know how to deal with it.
That's private.
Not to me.
We've talked before about how Americans will just start up conversation, and this is a really cool thing that they do. The oversharing, I don't know if we Europeans will ever completely get used to that, but I don't know. I tend to verge on finding it charming, but let me know what you think below in comments. The next funny thing that Americans do, and I think I've touched on this one before on the channel but not expressly said so, it's the fact that Americans will say, oh, you have an accent. And we're like, so do you.
I have an adorable accent.
A lot of American people seem to be under the impression that the base accent of accents is the American accent. It's really not. There are less thick accents than others in America, sure, but you still sound American to us. You might be able to say with some specificity that somebody is from Texas or somebody is from California, but you will definitely be able to say that they're from America. Even if they have one of those TV accents where they get rid of all their accent. I remember watching an America's Next Top Model thing before, and they were giving out to her for having an accent, and I was like, you guys have accents too. So yeah, if you find my accent nice or it annoys you, either way, you have an accent too. There you go. The next thing we find funny here in Europe is when Americans say something is old. Your country is younger than the vase in my sitting room. Nothing in America is old in the bigger context of things. America is such a new, young country, so it's kind of one of those things that's relative, I guess. But yeah, it is always funny to hear an American refer to something as old. It's even funnier when they say something is very old.
Very old animal crackers!
The next one I have definitely spoken about before in a different kind of list, but I need to point it out again because I don't know, maybe I'm hoping that my videos will just erase this from the vernacular of American people. When you guys say you're going to Europe or you went to Europe, we're like, where? It is not sufficient to say you're going to Europe, and I find so many times people refer to this as a thing that they want to do. Like, I really want to visit Europe.
I'm going to Europe.
I'm going to Europe. Gotta move on. I'm going to Europe.
Okay, where in Europe? I find in comments a lot, people are like, America is so much more than the cities. Well, Europe is too, so tell me where in Europe you want to go. Do you want to go to Ireland? Cool. Do you want to go to France? Because they're very different. They're different countries, like different countries. Again though, it makes us laugh because it is sort of endearing to us how Americans say going to Europe.
He's going straight from the spa right back to Europe.
The next thing that makes us laugh, but not really in a good way, is how litigious a lot of Americans are. Okay, I get that some of you are very chill and would not do this, but it seems that many Americans like to sue just over pretty much anything.
They sue you so fast you won't know what the hell hit you.
It can be something verbal or physical or whatever, but a lot of things that Irish people would kind of just brush off as, oh, that was annoying, or that was an unpleasant experience, American people will sue for, as is your right. But I mean, it takes a lot of time and energy to sue for something, so if you're gonna do that, you want to be really sure that it's worthwhile. Does this person or group of people or organization deserve to be sued? Maybe that could be brought into question a little bit more, just a little. The next thing Americans do that makes me go, why? Is eat out of fast food containers. Okay, we have very different containers in Ireland and America, so apparently yours are designed to be eaten out of, but I can't imagine it's a pleasant experience. Surely if you're at home, you'll just tip that container onto a plate, but apparently not. It seems a great many of you just prefer the easiness and convenience of having the paper container, but it surely feels more like a snack than a meal if you're eating it in a throwawayable way. Irish people just don't really eat out of the container when we're at home. If at all possible, we will find a plate. It seems you guys just like the scoopiness of fast food containers, but yeah, it just doesn't encompass itself as a meal, if that makes any sense.
Plate, yes, plate.
Please.
Yeah.
This next one may just be a me thing, but I'm okay with it. It's when I say thank you and an American says, of course. Now, I get that they're saying, of course I did what I did, it's no problem. However, my first thought goes to, when I've said thank you, they're like, of course you're thankful. And that makes me feel strange.
Thank you. Of course.
A lot of people say you're welcome, and that's no problem, but it's the of course. I get the logic of it, but because we don't say it here, it just sounds really strange, and when somebody says it, I immediately go. And the number one thing that non-Americans find funny about things that happen in America is that you have more candidates for superficial things like Miss America or America's Next Top Model than you have for the presidential elections. And a lot of those processes are really hardcore and they have to really prove themselves on those reality TV shows. But for the presidential election,
Here are your options, and they are limited.
I get that it happens over a period of time and some are whittled down, but it seems a lot of times the writing's on the wall as to who's actually going to be up for president. I mean, it would be good if even each party could submit more than one person to the final round and then people could choose from those people. Surely it would be better if you guys had a choice of like 6 people. And I know you've explained to me before about independents and other parties and stuff, but how your vote is kind of wasted on them. But then if there were other candidates in the same big parties, would that not be good? That's just a theory. Let me know below in comments. I'm not a political person. I don't know much about politics. I'm just saying that you get to vote for X Factor, but the presidential election seems narrower. And that's it for today's video. Have a great week. See you on the other side. Bye.
Oh, you don't need me today because you got a sponsorship. Oh, I guess you're all fancy now, Mr. Fancy Pants Channel. Well, you know what? I'm going to sing a song anyway, just to keep everybody entertained. Okay, here is my song. Chewy, you're cut.